Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I have a little bit of a pickle going on. My husband and I got ourselves into some major debt. We purchased a home when we weren't ready. That's one of the top things. And now in this season in life, we can't really pick up extra jobs. I myself, I'm trying to see if I can get something after the kids go to bed, but that time frame is kind of difficult. But we're in the red almost every month, even though we're making $200K on paper, less deductions of child support. But we basically have to choose what we have to default on to catch up and make payments to sort of snowball debt. So
Defaulting is not a method of catching up.
I know. I'm kind of at a loss. I don't really know what to do.
How much is your house? How much is your house payment?
Right now, we're doing a catch-up payment for $3,500. Yeah.
What is your normal house payment?
$2,800.
And you make $200,000 a year?
Yeah, my husband does $450 a week on child support, so mine is that.
Does what? How much a week?
$450 a week.
Well, that's only $1,800 a month. That's not killing you.
No, it's not.
Okay. And the house payment's not killing you. So where's the money going?
It's all going to debt. We basically have nothing.
How much
left.
other debt do you have?
A lot. So we did some home repairs. In between, I've been in and out of jobs. I can assure you that.
Wait a minute. Do you make $200K or don't you?
Now we do.
Okay, right now you make $200,000. Okay, so you have home repairs that you did that you couldn't afford. How much are they?
So we did loans.
Uh-huh.
So the first one was $30,000. The other one was $14,000.
Okay, so we owe $44,000 on home repairs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how much credit card debt?
Credit card. Hold on.
Hello?
About $20,000 or so.
About $20,000. Okay.
A little more, maybe $25,000.
All right, 44 and 25. All right, and how much do you owe on your cars?
One is $13,000. The other one's $16,000.
Okay. All right. And how much are you putting in your 401k every month?
I don't have one. My husband has a pension. He's part of the union.
Okay. Are you guys really making $200,000?
On paper, we are. I don't know
where the paper is that you're adding this up. That's what I can't figure out.
So
you've got enough money to pay. You have enough money to pay these bills if you're making $20,000 a month.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm puzzled. I signed up for every dollar, but my thing is up, and I can't afford, unfortunately, the premium on that. So,
darling, it's $9. So bull crap. Okay, if you make $200,000 a year, you can't afford not to pay the premium on that. So, anyway, the
we also have a $99,000 home equity loan out.
Oh, there's a detail. Okay. Any other details I left out?
Our cost of living is pretty high.
Now, is there any other debt?
Any other debt?
Student loans? Wait a minute. What happened to your phone? Hey, speak into your phone.
Sorry, I was just looking at the spreadsheet that I have.
We'll try to keep your mouth near the phone when you're doing that looking thing. All right. So, yeah, sell your house.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you guys quit buying crap you can't afford, because the home equity loan, the home improvement loans, and a bunch of the credit card debt are all associated with this house.
Yes.
Yeah. And the house will bring enough to pay a bunch of that off. It'll pay off the home equity loan for sure. Your cars are bad, but they're not out of control. But it's everything associated with this house. You guys look at something and then you just go freaking buy it. Home Depot must love you people. So, yeah, this house is eating you alive. You've got like $160,000, $170,000 in non-mortgage house debt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cray-cray. That's where that falls under. So sell the house. Yeah. Yeah, you got to clear the house and clear this mess. And then, yes, you guys have to get on a written, detailed budget. You can do it with the yellow pad, or you can do it with our little app. It doesn't cost that much. That's not the point, though. I think the point is your husband's not involved, and you guys have never said no to yourselves. And you're disorganized, and you've got to get up above this thing and start telling your money what to do instead of wondering where it went. You got on the call, and you don't even know how much debt you have. You're having to turn and look at stuff off phone to figure out where you are. When you're this screwed, you need to know exactly where you are at all times until it goes away. And so dial it in, dial it in, dial it in. Yeah, you need to sell the house. Sure do. And I don't think you're going to, though.
Yeah, I'm just listening, and Natalie, I'm not beating up on you. I would just say this: you strike me as a person who's exhausted because you've just been fighting the waves of life that you've created. I don't know if you've ever been in a really choppy boat situation where you're just hanging on and trying not to fall over. That gets exhausting, and you're at that place. But I'm not sure you're fully exhausted enough. And I think Dave's right. I would reset with the house, but this will happen to you again if you guys don't get to a point of realizing that you've done this to yourself. You've created this problem yourself. So you guys got to fix whatever's going on inside of you that's making you long to make these dumb decisions. Better fix that, or else the house is going to be a temporary solve.
Yeah. And I'll throw out there, if it hasn't got, it may not have to do with your situation, Natalie, but there are two major purchases that we've lied to you folks in America about. Home ownership and a college degree. Mm-hmm. And the lie is that no matter what it costs, you've got to go get one to be successful. Mm-hmm. No matter if I can afford it or not, I've got to go get one to be successful. And those are both lies, okay? There's only one way to go to college and do higher education, and that's a smart way. Pay cash for a degree that's actually usable. Don't get a degree in left-handed puppetry from some name university and go $250,000 in debt and end up a barista. That's thing number one, because all college degrees are not worth the money. Some are worth a lot more than you pay, not the degree itself, but the knowledge that you get. Home ownership, when you buy a house you can't afford, you get broker and broker. Broke people shouldn't buy houses. Makes you broker and broker. That's why they call them brokers. No, you should not be buying a house when you're broke. You ought to get your butt out of debt. You ought to have some savings, have a good emergency fund, a good strong down payment, have control of your money like an adult, and only then is a home a blessing. But buying real estate just because, real estate's everybody's got to buy a house, and you got to buy a house, you got to buy a house. No, they don't. Mm-hmm. If you're dumb and broke, don't buy a house. It's going to make your life worse. And so it's the same apple we're biting on with the education crap. Yeah. And it's like we've told people, no matter what it costs, no matter how dumb it is, no matter how out of control it is, go do it because it'll work itself out, because these two things are so valuable, a college degree and home ownership, that you can't make it in America without them. Well, by God, you can make it in America without either one of them, and you sure can't make it in America if you do either one of those wrong.
That's right. I heard her say, after laying out all of the details to you financially, she said, then our cost of living is so high, and here's what I think she was meaning, and this is tied to the house.
She lives in New York
City. The cost of living like everybody else we live around is too high.
New York City.
That's right. But this idea that I got to send my kids to the same school as everybody else, and I got to have a car like everybody else, that's a cost of living sometimes that we manufacture because we're trying to keep up with everybody else.
Yeah, that's a good point. That there's a difference between cost of lifestyle and cost of living.
Very different. And that's what I'm hearing is the lifestyle that came with the house.
Living is food, shelter, clothing, and transportation. Lifestyle is all the goodies around food, shelter, clothing, and transportation.
To live like we want to live.
Lifestyle's eating out. Lifestyle's a car that everybody looks at the stoplight for all the right reasons. That's a lifestyle. If you're getting out of debt, you buy a car that everybody looks at the stoplight for all the wrong reasons. They think you're in the wrong neighborhood. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.